Every summer, millions of homeowners fall into the same expensive, itchy trap. We clear out garden center shelves, buying plants marketed as natural mosquito shields, arranging them around our patios like a botanical castle wall, only to get eaten alive minutes later. We assume the plants don't work, or that our blood is uniquely attractive to mosquitoes. But we've been misled by nursery marketing. The idea that an untouched living plant creates a passive, no-fly zone is a myth. Scientific trials show that living foliage provides almost no airborne protection because the repellent compounds are locked inside microscopic glandular trichomes. Mosquitoes will happily land on an untouched citronella leaf without hesitation. The chemical bug spray industry profits from this misconception. They sell temporary sprays that keep you coming back, giving them little incentive to teach permanent, self-replenishing plant systems. Over the next 15 minutes, we're shifting from passive ornamentation to applied entomology. We'll break this into 3 chapters: the olfactory jammers, the carbon dioxide blockers, and the contact barriers and thermal expellers. Stay until the final chapter, because we'll expose one costly mistake that can turn your mosquito defense into a breeding ground. Today, we reclaim the commons in your backyard. Number 1. Lemon Eucalyptus. Most people see a potted tree as simple patio decoration, but this is the undisputed heavyweight champion of botanical mosquito control. It produces a compound called para-menthane 3000-8-diol, or PMD. Its exceptionally low vapor pressure slows evaporation, creating a longer-lasting spatial barrier. PMD is so effective that it remains the only plant-derived repellent recommended by the CDC for use in disease-endemic areas. Ironically, PMD wasn't discovered by a luxury wellness brand. It was first isolated from what was considered a waste product during the distillation of lemon eucalyptus oil. But here's the mistake most people make. A living plant won't protect you until you activate it. Bruise the leaves to release the protective compounds. One critical safety warning: never apply oil of lemon eucalyptus or concentrated PMD products to children under 3 years old, because pediatric safety data is lacking and young skin is far more sensitive. Activating a former industrial waste product is impressive, but it isn't the most powerful plant on this list. At point 2, we'll meet a common herb scientifically shown to outperform DEET in laboratory testing. Number 2. Catnip. Your local garden center treats this as a novelty plant for house cats, but its leaves contain a powerful compound called nepetalactone. Research from Iowa State University found that nepetalactone demonstrated up to 10 times the spatial repellent activity of DEET in laboratory olfactometer tests. Rather than simply smelling unpleasant, it binds to mosquito odorant-binding proteins and activates the insect's TRPA1 irritant receptor, creating a chemical burning sensation while leaving humans unaffected. Here's the mistake. If you don't bruise the leaves, you're simply growing a playground for neighborhood cats, while mosquitoes use the plant as a resting place. Crush a handful of leaves until they're wet and aromatic, then place the pot upwind. Catnip forces mosquitoes into retreat, but our next plant was hiding in plain sight, while federal scientists searched for synthetic alternatives. Number 3. American beautyberry. In the 1940s, federal researchers screened more than 40,000 synthetic chemicals, searching for better insect repellents, while overlooking a native shrub growing nearby. American beautyberry contains calicarpanol, a natural compound validated by USDA Agricultural Research Service testing. It performed within 21% of DEET, while also repelling ticks and fire ants. Long before the laboratory, indigenous tribes including the Choctaw and Alabama crushed beautyberry leaves onto their horses to repel biting insects. Grow one in a large patio container and treat it as your emergency botanical station. Beautyberry rivals industrial chemistry naturally, but our next plant comes with one of the strongest safety warnings on this entire list. Number 4. Pennyroyal. This low-growing mint releases a sharp aroma that quickly disorients flying insects, making it an excellent perimeter plant around patios and walkways. But it also carries one of the most serious warnings in gardening. Pennyroyal oil contains compounds capable of causing severe liver damage and organ failure if consumed. Never ingest it. Never distill the oil yourself. Keep the plant completely out of reach of children and pets. Treat it only as an external defense plant. Pennyroyal builds a chemical barrier, but the next plant started the entire backyard mosquito craze and is still one of the most misunderstood plants in gardening. Number 5. Citronella grass. Citronella grass started the entire backyard mosquito craze, but it's also one of the most misunderstood plants on this list. Citronella oil is widely sold in the United States, yet it has faced regulatory restrictions in parts of Europe because evidence for passive airborne protection remains limited. Research shows that untouched citronella plants provide very little protection, once even a light breeze disperses their volatile compounds. Buying citronella and expecting it to clear your yard on its own is like buying a treadmill and expecting to lose weight by standing next to it. You must bruise or crush the grass blades to break open the glandular trichomes and release the active compounds. Now let's move into Chapter 2, the carbon dioxide blockers. Number 6. Lavender mosquitoes can detect people from more than 50 yards away by following the carbon dioxide we exhale. Lavender produces high levels of linalool, which interferes with those host-seeking pathways, making you much harder for mosquitoes to locate. Keep it in a container and brush against the plant occasionally to release the aromatic compounds. One important warning: lavender contains bioactive compounds that may interact with certain psychotropic medications if consumed. Grow it as an external barrier rather than an edible herb if you're taking those medications. Disrupting mosquito tracking is powerful, but our next plant was trusted by medieval monks long before modern insecticides existed. Number 7. Wormwood. Wormwood is famous for its connection to absinthe, but its mosquito control history is even older. Medieval herbals describe crushing wormwood leaves into oils and treating bed nets long before modern insecticide-treated fabrics were invented. Its drought tolerance also makes it one of the easiest long-term patio plants. Place it in a sunny corner, let it establish, and harvest the leaves whenever you need them. Wormwood revives an ancient defense system, but our next kitchen herb has scientists debating exactly how it confuses mosquitoes. Number 8. Thyme. This common kitchen herb contains two powerful compounds, carvacrol and thymol. These natural chemicals disrupt the mosquito's ability to detect human scent. Scientists still debate whether they trigger an instinctive avoidance response or simply mask the lactic acid cues mosquitoes rely on to find us. One important warning: never apply undiluted thyme essential oil directly to your skin. It can cause severe irritation, long-term skin sensitization, and contact dermatitis. Keep thyme in a pot, or properly dilute the oil before use. Thyme hides your chemical scent, but our next herb interferes with mosquitoes in an entirely different way. Number 9. Lemon balm. Lemon balm is one of the fastest-growing mosquito-repelling herbs you can plant. Its high citronellyl content targets the mosquito's irritant pathways, making it an excellent patio barrier. Like lavender, however, it contains bioactive compounds that may interact with certain psychotropic medications if consumed. Grow it as an external repellent, and remember to bruise the leaves before sitting outside so the volatile compounds are released. Lemon balm clouds a mosquito's senses, but our next plant has an unexpected helper that activates it for free. Number 10. Catmint. Catmint is the ornamental cousin of catnip, combining attractive landscaping with effective mosquito control. It produces lower levels of nepentolactone, activating the same mosquito sensory pain pathway while adding color to your garden. If you have cats, they'll probably do most of the work for you by rolling through the plant and naturally bruising the leaves, releasing more of the active compounds. Sometimes your pets become part of the defense system. Now let's move into Chapter 3, the contact barriers and thermal expellers. Number 11. Pyrethrum daisy. This white daisy isn't just attractive, it became the blueprint for modern insect control. Its flower heads produce natural pyrethrins that attack an insect's nervous system on contact. In fact, today's synthetic pyrethroids were developed by copying the chemistry of this plant. Grow several together in patio containers to create a living contact barrier. Pyrethrum inspired modern insecticides, but the next plant is one of the most misunderstood mosquito repellents on the internet. Number 12. Marigolds. Marigolds are recommended in almost every gardening guide, but most people expect them to do something they simply can't. They produce compounds called thiophene, yet field studies show untouched ornamental marigolds reduce airborne mosquito activity by less than 15%. Their greatest strength is actually below ground, where they suppress root knot nematodes. One critical warning. Marigold oils can cause severe photosensitivity. If you crush the leaves onto your skin and then spend time in direct sunlight, they may trigger blistering and chemical burns. Grow them in full sun, but keep the sap off your skin. Marigolds protect your soil more than your patio, but the next plant becomes dramatically more effective when paired with another botanical oil. Number 13. Lantana camara. Lantana is a heat-loving, drought-tolerant plant that thrives where many ornamentals struggle. By itself, it offers mild mosquito deterrence, but laboratory studies found that combining a 10% lantana extract with neem oil extended protection to around 150 minutes. Think of it as a natural amplifier, rather than a standalone solution. Lantana strengthens other botanical defenses, but our next plant has protected tropical communities for centuries, using an entirely different strategy. Number 14. Neem. Neem has been the foundation of traditional tropical mosquito control for centuries. Long before commercial insecticides existed, communities harvested dried neem leaves and burned them near their homes to drive away biting insects. Modern field studies support this practice, showing neem smoke can provide 70 to 80% protection against aggressive mosquito swarms. Keep a potted neem tree on your patio as a continuous source of leaves for seasonal use. Neem creates a protective smoke barrier, but our final plant delivers protection with every step you take. Number 15. Roman chamomile. Roman chamomile is a low-growing, fragrant plant that's perfect for patio borders and containers. When stepped on or lightly bruised, it releases a sweet cloud of terpenoids that interferes with the mosquito's host-seeking system. One important warning: Roman chamomile should not be consumed during pregnancy. It contains compounds that may stimulate uterine contractions and increase the risk of miscarriage. Use it strictly as an external living barrier. Now you know the 15 plants, but using them the wrong way can actually make your mosquito problem worse. The biggest mistake gardeners make is leaving stagnant water in the drainage saucers beneath their pots. While you're admiring your aromatic plants, that shallow pool of water becomes a perfect mosquito nursery. You're accidentally breeding mosquitoes directly beneath your own defense system. Here's the correct protocol. Harvest 1 cup of catnip, beautyberry, and lemon eucalyptus leaves. Crush them with a mortar until they're wet and aromatic. Steep the mixture overnight in 1 cup of witch hazel, then strain the liquid. Finally, add 10% vanillin, or pure vanilla extract. Laboratory studies show vanillin slows evaporation, significantly extending the protection time of botanical repellents. Spray the mixture onto patio furniture, or apply the bruised leaves around your ankles before sitting outside. Let the activated plant chemistry do the work. Which of these 15 mosquito-fighting plants are you adding to your patio first? Tell me in the comments, using exactly 3 words. If you know someone who's tired of spending money on sticky chemical bug sprays every summer, send them this video. It could save both their wallet and their skin.